Alright, I'm getting ready for my first art show. Along with the bismuth molds, I have quite a few geodes that I hope to sell. I kept the best ones that I like, and I'm going to sell some that turned out okay, but not something that I would keep if I could get any good money out of, and just see what I can get out of it. Because I won't be too disappointed if I leave money on the table, because I want to start over anyhow with stuff like, if I don't sell these, some of them I'll probably remelt anyway, so it'll be a good chance to see what the market is like. Now, got a little bit of a problem though. I promised myself that after this art show I'm going to take a vacation away from Bismuth and do some other things in my life, especially look for my future partner and learn some new things, even just new forms of art aside from metal casting. But I find that that's a little bit easier said than done. It's just weird. You know, I can't think of anything in my life that I've done in moderation successfully long term, right? I mean, I can quit various things, right? I've quit very addictive substances, sugar, MSG, but don't even ask me to try any of those things in moderation. I tried them in moderation in the past. It never went on very long. So I quit drinking soda when I was 16 years old. Before that, I tried to cut back on soda. The problem is that, you know, you allow yourself to drink soda because you're with Uncle Bob. What happens when you visit a friend? If you allow yourself to drink soda because you're cramming for an exam, what happens when you have a stressful first date, right? It just becomes a very fuzzy light. I can't live with a fuzz like that, right? I mean, in the short term, maybe, never in the long term. Take masturbating, for example. I've relapsed full-blown, and I masturbate once a day, sometimes twice a day now. I mean, for a time, there was a time when I masturbated once a week, but that didn't go very long, right? And then I went 3 months without masturbating one time. And I'll have to think about how to do this. I had a little bit of divine intervention, though, because I was just about to go into another binge attack of pouring bismuth crystals, and I opened my recent package of bismuth, and it was a nice solid bar that I wanted to keep as it. Go watch my last video. It was a 43-pound bar that I got, and it was like God says, don't do it, take a break, right? And that was nice, and I decided to go out for a walk, and I had a good time. It's really sunny today, as you can see. Anyway, I'll have to see. The problem with geodes like this is that every time you pour one, it's kind of like pulling the lever on the slot machine, right? You'll never know as you're pouring it if you'll get a bunch of rubble that you have to remelt, or you'll get something that will sell for $1 million, right? It'll be the world masterpiece. You never know, right? And so, whether you win or lose, you want to pull that slot lever again, right? If you win, you think, oh, this is too easy. If you're losing, you're chasing your losses. I feel that way with the bismuth. I really do. I really do. I've never gambled, at least not significantly, but I've witnessed people who have had gambling addictions, and I can kind of relate to it with this. The other lesson I learned with my recent bismuth career is that the smaller something is, the easier it is to turn a good profit on it. So, for example, I made this large Buddha statue that was like 10 pounds of bismuth. It cost me $70 for the bismuth, and it's very difficult to even sell that for $100, $120, right? And meanwhile, this thing right here might have $10 worth of bismuth. It's deceptively big for how much bismuth it contains because it's very crystalline, right? Especially for somebody like me who knows how to recycle the slag that comes out of making one of these. The cost of the raw materials is not that big, right? And it's a lot easier to turn a big profit on that. If anything, the frame was probably a big part of the expense of making this, right? I got a good deal recently buying a large lot of stuff like this, so of the frames. But it seems like the smaller, and then I got those little pendants that are the holy crosses. They got like 50 cents worth of bismuth. It's not hard to sell that for $5-7, right? Unfortunately, it's not nearly as impressive. What I usually do when I go to the art show is display a few big ones and then make most of my money on the small things.